Well, welcome back to the Piney Woods Homestead, y'all. I came down here this morning to the pigs. Need to work on this chute a little bit. See if we can get Dixie over here to Samson in a day or two. I think we're gonna try tomorrow morning. And I went back to the house and I told Lisa, I said, you know, I got several mundane projects today going on, but why not make a video? Because I know some of you folks just enjoy seeing the simple things that we do. So this morning I'm gonna work on sectioning off this chute area so that Dixie has just a streamlined approach down to Samson when I go to start leading her tomorrow morning with a bucket of corn. Guys, we're gonna see what we can get done today on a nice muddy day here at the Piney Woods Homestead. Thanks for stopping in. Hit the like for us, subscribe if you hadn't, and if you have, y'all, we appreciate you. Let's see what I can get done. So y'all, I brought some scrap 2x4 material down here because what I'm going to do is actually mount somewhere right in here. I'm going to mount me 2x4s for a channel, and I'm going to run this sorting panel sideways straight down in it, and what that will do is just block off this area towards the gate where Lisa and I come in to feed, and just give Dixie more or less a straight shot down this chute to Samson. So that's all I'm doing, is putting some 2x4s up for a channel real quick. You know, basically this panel is going to sit in here just like that, and we can just pull it out when it's not needed, but that's enough of a barrier to keep her from wanting to come through. And I'll probably actually put it up just a few inches off the ground. Don't really want it where she can get her nose through it and lift it up, but I don't think she'd be able to lift it all the way out if she tried. But the main thing is just to block her vision from the outside where this other gate's at. Y'all, we talk a lot about how living this way ain't easy. And it's not. But compared to the way the most of folks live, it probably is easy. And I say that because for some of you, you thrive on going to a job in town every single day, whether it's a large office space and you have lots of people around you, or whether it is a job where your head's down at a station all day long and you're doing one thing, you're in a factory and you're sorting one thing all day long. Maybe some of you love that, and that's great. We need people that love that. But there's a few of us that, in all honesty, kind of like doing things on our own. And I'm one of those, and Lisa's one of those. I have always excelled, I think, at working right by myself or with one or two other people. And actually about 7 or 8 at the most when I was in law enforcement, and was privileged enough to make it to the point where there were 7 or 8 people under my command, and I did enjoy that. It was a small group of people, I enjoy that. But large groups, large gatherings, I just never have been a fan, really, even since I was a child. Now, I've done them. I've gone to concerts and big church type events, and All kinds of stuff, y'all. I've done it, whether it's been corporate stuff or social events. I've done it all. But at this point in my life, I kind of like it out here with the pigs. Maybe you are at that same point in your life where you're like, I kind of think I just like it out there with the pigs. You can do it. It takes a little bit of knowledge. It takes a whole lot of patience and a whole lot of determination, y'all. This stuff don't just come together overnight. But you can do it. Yeah, a lot of people will tell you that they live this way for the food. And yes, that is part of it, y'all. It's a driving factor for a lot of people. They don't want to be a part of the modern food system. And I get that. I have no problem with that system. I mean, I'm a product of it. When we were young, our parents were farming, and they were part of that. Heard something behind me. It has gotten warm. Never know if there's a snake out. But when we were young, we were a part of that modern food system, you know. We had commercial hog houses, commercial chicken houses. Daddy grew grain crops and tilled a whole lot of acreage, y'all. And then as life progressed and we moved off the farm, we still were in that food system. You go to the Piggly Wiggly or the Food Line or the Winn-Dixie at the time, or whatever, IGA, and that's where you got your groceries. Now, we still gardened, and a lot of our food came from a garden, but the majority of it came from the grocery store. Unlike one set of grandparents on my mama's side, I think they probably grew, vegetable-wise, the majority of what they ate. Freezer's full of food, y'all. And it was not back then because the food was safer or cleaner. It was out of necessity. Because you really didn't have any two nickels to rub together. It was necessity. And part of the reason that Lisa and I do it here is out of necessity. We could go to the grocery store and shop. We'd be spending a whole lot of our budget doing that. Because we still come out better, y'all. Even with buying all this feed for these hogs and chickens, we still come out better. And we're putting that quality product on our plate that those with money go out here and pay, I don't know, $20 a pound for, or whatever it may be. Plus, we're keeping a tradition alive, tradition of how we lived when we were younger. And it's a cool thing, but the reason we do it, y'all, freedom. The freedom out here, for the most part, it's quiet. We're outside of town a little ways, but there are communities around us. You know, we have, I guess, what would be considered a larger size acreage than most these days in time. But there's subdivisions around, and this time of the year you can hear the leaf blowers going. I told Lisa the other day, I was trying to deer hunt, and all I could hear was leaf blowers. And a long ways away, y'all, but the sound carries. We live kind of in a little valley. I said, I'm going to go buy me a couple of leaf blowers, and I'm going to run them things wide open on Christmas Day. But I would never do that, y'all. I was just frustrated. Because part of me wants to live so far away from society that I don't have to hear anything other than the sound of these pigs munching on these broccoli tops that Lisa brought them this morning. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with folks that want to live that way. And there's nothing wrong with folks that don't. This is just how we choose to live. for what to us is freedom. Freedom. And I'm watching these pigs, y'all. I just enjoy watching them. Now you can see where I was going with this, y'all. Got a decent barrier here now for Dixie. When she comes out of the farrowing barn, she's already going in there. We've been feeding her in there some corn every day. Little treat. But she'll see this panel and she'll look the other way. And I'm not even gonna raise it up. I'm gonna leave it down there where she can't get her nose under it. And she'll follow me with the corn anyways, but simple solutions, y'all, when you're living on a homestead and doing stuff like this. As I'm watching Buttercup over here marinate the hog waller in front of the pig water. They do that, y'all. They're pigs. But you come up with solutions and you learn from experience what works and what doesn't work. I actually would get this off. Lisa was actually telling me she saw where somebody online was offering to bring folks out to their place. They had some expert coming to teach them how to process pigs, and these folks had never actually done it themselves, and so they had some expert coming in, and they're going to charge folks like, I don't know, it was a lot of money to come out and teach them how to process a pig. To me, I guess folks will pay to do that sort of thing, but I say search out folks like us that are in your neck of the woods that are doing it and say, hey, neighbor so-and-so, can I come over and learn? And it ain't gonna cost you an arm and a leg. Probably won't be a frou-frou experience, but you'll get to learn. And that's why I tell folks locally that know that we raise pigs, if you want to learn how to process a pig because you're thinking about raising them, here's my phone number. Get up with me. I will teach you how to do it. We have processed enough pigs out here that feel fairly confident in what we're doing. So I'll throw that out to anybody that's local to us, and you know if you are or not. Get up with us. We've got 1, 2, 3. Yeah. I think 3 pigs to process this winter when it gets nice and cold. And we won't charge you a dime. Just come out and help. We'll show you how to do it. As far as processing the animal once it's already been dispatched, that's self-explanatory, y'all. No need for me to show you how to do it. But anyways, I can still tell you. But I'll do that on a small scale level. If you want to learn, you're local, I'll teach you how to do it. Maybe you grew up farming, but you didn't farm with pigs. You want to learn, I'll teach you. That's just something that we'll offer to those in our community if you'd like to learn. Anyways, this thing works out pretty good. We'll move on to something else. Before I move on to something else, I'll give y'all a little view of what Dixie's going to be seeing when she's led out of this farrowing barn that she already comes up into to eat corn. So this front gate or side gate will be open. She can walk right through, make one little turn. There's the sorting panel I just put in, and one more little turn here. And it's a straight shot down to Samson. Girls, y'all are going to get yourself fried. Back up, back up. Y'all, even if you don't want to raise pigs or homestead or live the way that we're choosing to do here, it's still a valuable asset to learn how to process a pig. And the reason I say that is you may want to buy a pig that's ready to be harvested and do it yourself. Or at the very least, when it comes to the butchering process, you may want to go to your local, meat supplier, because there still are some places around, at least here, where you can order a whole hog already dressed. And you can carry that thing home and you can butcher it yourself, y'all, and get the exact cuts that you want. So maybe something you want to learn, maybe a good skill set, because I was talking about my grandparents living this way out of necessity, and they raised most of their vegetables, if I remember correctly, but I would imagine that earlier in life they raised more than vegetables. I'm not sure. My mother and my aunts or my aunt and uncle could tell me that, but y'all, there may come a time in your life where you ain't got no nickels to rub together, and you may want to be able to grow a garden, because gardens, y'all, are not that expensive to grow. It just takes a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of willing to get out there and get your hands dirty. Y'all, I took this test in the 8th grade. It was supposed to tell me what I should do with my life as far as vocation. And the results told me that I should either be a hairdresser or a fireman. Well, I discovered that I like beards more than mustaches. And I like starting fires more than putting them out. And I'll show you what I mean here in just a second. Y'all, I figured it was a great day to burn this barrel out that we're going to use to scald hogs in, or pigs. Hogs generally really large. Pig, I say a pig, that's a 200-pound pig or less we're going to put in here to get the hair off of. But it's a good day to get this done, because you really can't tell from the camera, but there's probably an inch of water all around me out here. So it's a great day to do this. And I appreciate you hanging out with me while I got on my soapbox just a little bit about homesteading, growing your food, and reasons for doing it, and finding somebody local that can teach you how to process an animal versus spending hundreds to go somewhere far away and let somebody that really don't know what they're doing bring in an expert and show you how to do it. Find you somebody that knows. Not a lot of credit goes out to just good old country folks that grew up doing this. Well, we're part of that group, good old country folks that grew up living this way to some degree. So find you somebody like that that's local. Show you how to do a few things if you want to know. But y'all, it takes all kinds. It takes all kinds to do it. So I'm not giving a hard time to folks that charge a bunch of money to bring you out and feed you a meal and have somebody else show you how to process a pig that you know absolutely nothing about. Everybody got to learn somehow, y'all. I'm just glad that folks are taking the initiative to do it. My thing is, if I don't know how to do something, y'all, I ain't gonna tell you how to do it. We are not experts on anything. We just know how to do a whole bunch of different stuff to get by. And this is part of it, y'all. This is part of how we grew up. Standing beside of this thing right now burning out, some people would say, that's just crazy. Well, I can tell you back in I'll say the 1980s, because I was born in the 70s. I remember seeing stuff just like this going on, because we live rural. And we did things like this out of necessity. And when I was a kid, I thought, man, that's a lot of work. But now as I'm older, I still think, man, that's a lot of work. But it sure is fun, y'all. It's enjoyable to do. Get warm by the fire, taking care of some slab wood off the sawmill, all at the same time. But y'all, we're pretty simple. For us, it's follow Jesus, love your neighbor, grow your own food. That's pretty much it. Guys, y'all have a good day and a great week. And be careful, that fire's getting kind of hot. We'll see you on the next video. Hopefully get back up to that cabin to dry out a little bit.